Hi, I'm Jason Gorman for ThatShelf.com, and we're here to talk about Sean Baker's ANORA playing here at the Cannes Film Festival.
Big shelf.
So this is a wild movie. Sean Baker has been making these kind of pretty extraordinary things. I had a chance to see Florida Project here in Cannes, following Tangerine, which I saw at Sundance. Both of them I loved a lot. Red Rocket, this, sexy and weird and bizarre and super Californian looking film about a male porn actor who sort of runs into issues as he navigates all the elements that he needs to do. This film also has sort of unabashed sexuality in it, but really fundamentally touches upon something that I love a lot. And that is, I'm a sucker when it comes to sort of middle management strife. I mean, I go back to films like Saving Private Ryan. Like, when you have people that they're like generals making decisions and there's underlings making decisions, all of which are disastrous, and you're sort of in the middle trying to make up for it. I understand that this speaks to me on a deeply personal level, but that's sort of, that's my sort of prime anxiety during a movie. That's where it sort of makes its mark. And this film has a ton of that. Broadly speaking, it's the story of an exotic dancer, a stripper as it were, a young kid, Russian kid, youngish, 20-something kid, who has an ungodly amount of money, comes in, they hook up, they start a relationship, things go awry. If anything, that's the element that is sort of the most straightforward, but still the most fun, and like Sean knows how to shoot the hell out of all that stuff. But fundamentally, it has the kind of weird, twisted, darkly comedic, and yet incredibly tragic elements of something like a Fargo. I found, in the best of ways, it echoing when the Coens do stuff that really sort of, you're never really sure how to fully contextualize it. Where does it fit in the grand scheme, the sort of trajectory of how cinema actually works? And that you find yourself sort of laughing at stuff you shouldn't laugh at and crying almost at stuff that shouldn't be this sad. The performances are great, they're rich. So many things are obviously overtly stereotypical, but within that you find these moments, these really, really beautiful, elegant moments that sort of speak not only to the communities they're representing, but the sort of, it's weird, it's not microaggressions, there's just aggressions. Everyone is sort of at the game. You believe every character, you believe every moment, and that's what I thoroughly enjoyed. The look, the scope, the performances, it's one of these films that you sort of see, and it just feels refreshing. I don't know if it's the most magnificent thing I've seen at this festival. It's actually been a relatively okay festival in terms of a lot of stuff, but in terms of a film that I went into having relatively high expectations because of the director, but then being able to go in as blind as possible, but any of the narrative jumps, I didn't know what he was going to be focusing on. I was thoroughly entertained. Again, I found very much the whole notion of when you see these decisions being made, nobody's doing anything that's so preposterous that it isn't believable within context, but they're also not doing anything that is so overtly cathartic to make up for the clear bad decisions that they're making. It never leads into any simple endings. It never leads to any simple confrontations. Everything gets complexified, as it were. Everything actually sort of plays out in a way which just makes it feel more believable, makes these characters feel more three-dimensional, makes the situations which are heightened to the utmost come across as super interesting. I think that this is a film that I'm super excited to rewatch. I think, again, just absolutely rocks the performances, unafraid to sort of have the camera luxuriate on some of these characters, but also give enough sort of almost documentary style that when things are actually going awry, you sort of feel it in the gut. I think it's a remarkable film by a remarkable filmmaker. Sean is absolutely one of those that, they make a film, I'm going to go see it. It's as simple as that. It's not like the list is so big of that, but whatever they do, I'm going in blind. And every film from Tangerine on that I've seen, has always provided me with something pretty remarkable and pretty astonishing as as everything sort of has come to the fore. And the fact that I've seen him grow here at Cannes, at Sundance, the initial splash, and then at Cannes with Flora Project and one of the sidebars, and rising until I think that he has something here with a film that very much is in contention for the Palme d'Or. Whether it will or not is a whole nother conversation, but that's entirely up to a jury. But I would love this to get the international attention it deserves. It's being released in North America by Neon. They clearly have an incredible track record when it comes to Palme d'Ors here, and finding films like this that sort of hit that sweet spot between something that feels indie but still feels accessible, something that's sexy and inviting, but also sort of dark and dirty, but also comedic and delightful. It's got all these elements. All the ingredients are here, and I think ANORA is one of the great films of the year. For That Show, I'm Jason Gorber. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next video. Please let us know in the comments what you think about these crazy walking videos. We'll see how that traffic thing worked out. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see you next film. Cheers.
Big shelf.